Hi, namaste, and welcome everybody. And I'm excited again to be here to have another Reiki course. Hopefully, Devi will allow us. Otherwise, I'm gonna shut her down. She's a bit screamy, just woke up. Hey, just gonna wait a few minutes to see if more people will join us, and then we can begin with our Reiki Level 1 theory course. Now, this course is only theory and is open to everyone because I believe that Reiki Level 1 is something that should be taught to everybody from early stage, like in school as well. So I decided to do Level 1, at least the theory, open for everybody. So that's why I'm here, trying to teach as many people as I can about energy and energy healing. And now one thing about the course is that doesn't include any to find a local practitioner, a local master that can attune you, or I will have a distant attunement on Monday as well. I will do a day for attunement. So if you are looking to get attuned, I can do that on Monday. I'll do an attunement day. Otherwise, we can do private session as well, private attunement, if anyone is interested to have one. I do personally suggest as well, maybe, to find a local master that can attune you, because I do personally feel that the experience of being attuned in person is a greater one, not in sense of energy, of results. Is more about the personal experience that each one of us will have. So up to you completely anyway. Attunement by distance or in person, I believe they have the same effect, and they both open up the energy channel to be attuned to Reiki. So up to you, your decision. Okay, Itam, I'll send you the link. Hi and welcome. Thank you very much for joining again. I'm gonna send you the link to Zoom in case you want to join. Just allow me 1 second. If anyone else want to join me into onto Zoom so that you can actually speak directly and ask questions as well, do not hesitate just to ask me, and I'm gonna send you the link in case. Sorry for the wait, there's something not working, I think, on my PC. So I had to close everything down, just reopening up everything. And I'll send the link to item, and then we can probably begin with our course, otherwise it's gonna get very late. Yeah. Okay, so great. I sent the link to item. If anyone else wish to have the link, do please let me know so that I can just send you the link over, and then we can take it from there. Okay, so hopefully we're all set. If anyone else joins, you can join later, or you can see the recorded video also later on. I do also have private session, private courses, private classes in case. I can see that already we have lost contact with the live. Let me see if I can adjust that and fix it. There we go. We are back with the video as well. Good thing, good thing. Okay, so great. Welcome all to this Reiki Level 1 theory course. And hopefully you can see the video as well now. So yes, I think the video should be back to normal on Facebook. And as I mentioned, if any of you watching the live wish to join, make any question, or just be part of the course, just let me know and I can add you onto Zoom. I will send you the link personally, and then you can directly talk to me or take part of the course in a more direct approach than comments on Facebook. Obviously, I will look at both Facebook comments and in case anyone joins me onto Zoom. So do not worry if you don't wish to join. It's not mandatory. It's just an extra in case anyone wants. Okay, great. So I think it's probably now time to begin. Otherwise, it's going to be extremely late. And hopefully the is going to allow us to work in peace and quiet. Yeah. Great. So namaste everybody and welcome to my Reiki Level 1 theory course. So over the next 2 days, over the next 2 mornings, we will go through the different the basics of Reiki. And to be honest, level 1 I think is something that everyone should know. Everyone in the world should know about energy healing, Reiki level 1, attunement, and how it works. So that's something that I believe personally should be taught in school, at primary school, to children as well. And if we do so, if we manage to teach Reiki to all of the world and the new generation, I believe we can make a big change in the whole world. And so that's also why, and one of the reasons why I like to I'll send you the link now, Louise, absolutely. And so I do believe that Reiki should be something that everyone should know, at least level 1. And then of course level 2 is something that, you know, if you really like it and you want to go deeper into the argument and learn more and adapt it to your life and use it for the good of others as well, then, you know, you can push yourself to do level 2 and the master as well. But I do believe level 1 should be part of any kind of education in the school system. But then obviously I'm not here to decide. I'm not here in charge of the education in the world, so it's not up to me to decide what is taught in school. But I can do my little part and try to teach as many people as I can the good of Reiki. So let me just send you the link, Louise, and we can then begin. I think the Rishi wants some cuddles. Sorry for the wait, guys. Just sending the link and I'll be right back with you. Seems like Facebook has some issue because it's freezing my PC. Luis, I'll send it to you by email. because Facebook seems like blocking up all my system. Item, I sent it to you on Messenger, on Facebook Messenger. So you should be able to see it there. Okay, so I send the link to both you, Itam and Louise. So if you wish to join me onto Zoom, please feel free. Otherwise, you can just watch the video on Facebook. Although I cannot guarantee 100% that Facebook will work, but like last time that we lost half of the course, and this time I'm gonna try to keep it under control, and hopefully it's not gonna happen again. So let me just open it up. Okay, great. Cool, so I think we should start probably, and so that we can finish at a normal time as well. It's 11:20. It's been already 20 minutes getting ready and preparing. So let's try to begin. If there's any question at any point, at any time, just please ask them into the comments and I'll get back to you as soon as possible. Otherwise, I'm just gonna keep talking until I get to the point. Thank you very much, Louise, for joining me onto Zoom. So if you have any question, please do just write them down and I'll be back to you in case. And hopefully the V will get quieter. She's not used to have me talk like to the PC. I see. Yeah. You understood very well. Hey, no. Okay. Let's see if she allows me to talk. If she doesn't allow me to talk, I'll have to make everything dark. So you will hear me well, but not... Yeah, I need to make everything dark. Okay, sorry if you will see me dark, but that's the only way I can do to make her shut up. Otherwise, she will just scream the whole time and you won't hear my course. Okay, so item, I'm gonna send it to you again if the PC allows me. I will send it to you by email, probably it's better. So sorry if we are taking so long. I'm gonna start very, very soon. Okay, item, I sent it to you by email, so now should be fine. You should be able to see it. Okay, great. So let's begin talking about Reiki. I hope we are still live. Seems like not. Yeah, I think the video on Facebook is frozen, so I really struggle with this now. Cool. Okay. Seems moving. The video looks like it's moving again. So let's begin. So, Reiki. Course overview, what we will see on those days. So first of all, we will introduce the history of Reiki and talk about where it comes from and how it's been rediscovered and brought to the Western world. Also, the introduction to the various levels of Reiki, because there's different levels of Reiki, and a little explanation on how they work and what the difference between them. Then we will have an introduction to energy, and we will talk a bit about the personal care needed to be aligned with the energy. Okay, and we will also go through the 5 Reiki principles, which are at the base of Reiki, and we will see the pillars of Reiki, some of the technique to adapt and add into your life on your daily basis to be able to channel Reiki at the best. And then we will go through the basic steps for a Reiki session. So we will see how we can do a Reiki session step by step. And I can see that the video on Facebook is not working properly. Never mind. Hopefully it's gonna sort itself somehow. It seems fine on my side, it just doesn't seem fine on your side, but it's fine. I'm just gonna keep going as well, anyway. So then we will see all the Reiki and positioning, all the basics and positioning, and a little bit about the aura treatment. I see a message in the chat. Oh, thank you, Item. Great to see you. Okay. So let's begin talking about the history of Reiki and how Reiki became a bit more popular nowadays. So first of all, let's say mention that Reiki is something that we always have with us. It's something that everyone has. So it's not something that you will gain or get only by doing the course or receiving an attunement. It's something that you already have. The course obviously will teach you more about it, more details about this energy and how to use it. And the attunement will align your energy channel to be a cleaner channel of energy for healing or just to move them around. So with that said, Reiki has been with us since the beginning. So it's something that is very important to understand and remember, because we always had Reiki. It's something so natural. It's not something that we pass on by person by giving something special. It's something that we already have. Now, obviously, with the years of life and society and many other things around, we all have forgotten about our special power of being able to heal ourselves and others as well, only by using this amazing energy, which is always available to us. So, how comes now we start to remember? That's a very good question. And let me just put some bright again and see if the V will behave better. So practically, Reiki has been brought to us into the Western world by very recently, actually, not even 100 years ago, much less than that. And it's been brought to us by some very special people, let's say. And well, the first one is Dr. Usui. Now, most of the traditional Reiki practice are taking his name on it. So there is the traditional Usui and many other techniques of Reiki that comes all from Usui. Now, Usui is the person that has rediscovered Reiki a while ago, around the late 800s. So about 100 years ago or so, or a bit more, he practically rediscovered Reiki. Now, obviously, when word to mouth is used to pass on traditions and historical information, it tends to be adapted. So you will probably hear many different stories about Usui, especially because there's not much written. There's no really real like documentation about his story and what he did. So it's an art that has been rediscovered, as I mentioned previously, is something that has always been with us, and we are always allowed to use it. We are always having it with us. So what Usui did is just simply start to research. Now there's many story about him, and some say that he was a teacher in school and a student challenged him about the fact of Jesus healing people with the hands power, and he didn't know how he did so he started researching for it until he discovered Reiki again. But then obviously there are other stories as well. So someone says he was sick, someone says that he just simply been studying ancient book and discovered Reiki again. So anyway, Usui is the first that brought Reiki back to humanity. And as he says, we human hold the great Reiki that fills the great universe. The higher we raise the vibration of our own being, the stronger the Reiki we have inside will be. So raising our vibration, it means also to have a better Reiki inside us, a better energy within us. So now, very quickly, I'm not going to go into many details with the story, and I'm just going to tell you that, you know, what is the most important part of Usui's story is that he practically went in a monastery, in a temple, to meditate, to have a 21-day meditation in which he had the revelation of Reiki. So he went over there in this temple. It was not used to, people were not used to do meditation, especially 21-day retreat meditation, where he didn't eat or drink for 21 days. He only meditated. So it's something that he did on his own. He didn't go for a retreat or anything. He just went there and started meditating. He took 21 rocks and sat on next to a tree and started meditating until the last day he had the revelation of Reiki and its symbols. So on that last day, he was so excited for the discovery he had that he decided to run down into the village and try to share his knowledge and use it with others. So, sorry, just 1 second. So practically then he sorry, what a disaster I am. Sorry about that. So practically when he discovered it, he started running down the stairs, and the temple was in a very high place, and there were so many steps to do. And by running down the stairs, one of the stories says that he fell down and he hurt his foot. He injured his foot. So he was bleeding and it was very painful. He immediately stopped, so obviously he couldn't run, and the first instinct he had, it was to place his hands over the wand, and the wand healed immediately. So he stopped bleeding, he stopped being painful, and he was like stunned by the discovery. He was like, oh my God, what is this power? I mean, I did not expect to have this power as well. So he healed himself and ran down to the village. From there, he then started to heal others around him. He started to help people around him so that he could actually help use this power to help others. And one of the first things he did, it was to practically he was healing all the homeless around, because he thought that if he could heal them at an energetic level, they would have been able to try and find a job and start a life all over again, so that they could raise their vibration and get into a normal life and be healthier and richer and, you know, have a normal life. So he did so, and he spent so much time on trying to heal the homeless. And once he did that for a while, he realized that most of them, even if they started to have a better life, they were just going back to their normal use, to the negative use they have. And they were all going back, almost all of them, to their homeless life. So he understood that Reiki is not gonna change the life of people unless they are willing to change as well. So Reiki cannot really be used unless the people are willing to change their life. And that is one of the first things he learned. So he then decided to open like a little studio where he could actually heal other people, and started to train other people onto Reiki. So he has been the first one to train others and teach the secret power of Reiki, the healing power of Reiki. So he then practically, along the way, he created around 12 other masters. And from those 12 other masters, there was a very important person between them, which was Ayashi. Now, Ayashi has been one of the greatest students of Uzui. And Uzui, just before dying, he asked Ayashi to open a school and keep training other people to spread Reiki knowledge to everyone as much as possible, because Uzui wanted Reiki to be something shared with everyone, because he found so great benefits out of it that he wanted to share it with the world. And then so he asked, and he gave this mission to Ayashi, and Ayashi did just so. So he opened a school, and he started to write down records. He started also to study all the hand positioning and the effect that the hand positioning were having on the patient, on the receiver. So he has been the first one to write down manuals as well. And so he practically wrote down the guidelines as well, which was part of the class manual of Ayashi, which he gave to the students. And also Ayashi altered a little bit the way that Reiki sessions were given. So rather than have the client on a chair and treated by one practitioner, as Uzui was done, Ayashi was doing lying down clients with multiple practitioners, so that the healing was quicker and more efficient. So also he developed the teaching of the Uzui, these methods, with a 5-day seminary. So each day included 2 to 3 hours of instruction and 1 attunement. So he has been the first one to schematize like the attunements and the courses. Ayashi has been also the teacher and master of Takata. So Takata is another very, very important figure into Reiki, because without her, Reiki wouldn't be here now. I wouldn't be here talking to you now about Reiki, because the message, the information about Reiki would have never reached us and would have never been popular in the Western world. So Takata, she was having some health issue, and she had to go. She practically was in the hospital, and she was meant to get a surgery to fix her health issue. But just before she went through the surgery, she felt a call, a message saying that she didn't need to go through the surgery and she could have healed in another way. So she started looking for alternative way of healing. And she heard about these healing methods coming from energy and dance, which was stunning, and the results were amazing. So she decided to travel and try this alternative method of healing, and she went to Ayashi, asking him for help. So she then received many different Reiki sessions, getting her health situation way much better. So by seeing the results of um, the sessions she was receiving, she decided to stay a bit longer over in Japan to learn how to use Reiki herself, so that she could actually keep healing herself and others around as well. So she ended up staying a year over with Takata, with Ayashi, and in that year she has learned and she has been attuned by Ayashi up until she became a master. And once she became a master, then she decided to go back into the Western world. She was from Hawaii, and she decided to share this knowledge with as many as possible. So she has opened up different schools in Hawaii and taught Reiki to the Western world, making a lot of changes using Ayashi system, which was only taking a few days to get people to learn Reiki, where with Uzui, to get a master, you should have stayed with him a few years, if not even longer, depending on the way you were learning and the speed you were learning with. Also with Uzui was taking quite a lot of attunements and time spent with the master to learn every single possible secret of Reiki. Nowadays, Reiki courses are not working that way anymore, also because of Takata. She made them very short, and she has been the first one to charge for them as well. Also, she has been the one to remove all the written manuals. She said that Reiki should be taught word to mouth, student to master, master to student. So she removed all the manuals. She prohibited all the students to take notes and write down things. And she has been the first one to charge for the master. She was actually charging £10,000, so quite a big price as well. No. And so she then brought it to the Western world and she attuned many different masters, which then kept teaching and teaching and teaching. And in just few years, the situation with Reiki and the masters around the world has become what we have now. So we have hundreds of thousands of masters around, which are teaching daily to others, and Reiki is becoming more and more and more and more popular. So this is how Reiki became popular into the Western world as well. And sorry, I'm just gonna keep talking even if I'm not here. And with Takata bringing it to the Western world, is now all over the world. So he moved everywhere, and there's so many masters and students around that now Reiki is just becoming one of the most popular alternative methods, and one of the most natural as well. Now, just a few words on Reiki levels and what they mean. So we mainly have three different levels of Reiki from the tradition. We have level 1. I don't think I've added it here. So we have level 1 of Reiki, which is the one you are learning now, which gives you the base and understanding of energy and human energy field as well. So level 1 is literally the basics. It's just the understanding of Reiki. In the history, there were 4 attunements for each level. So Reiki level 1 was having 4 different attunements. An attunement is nothing else than a ritual, a ceremony where we open up our energy channel, especially crown, heart, and solar plexus, to allow Reiki energy to flow freely within our bodies. So that energy are free to move into our body and outside our hands towards the receiver. So that's what the attunement is just a master opening up our energy channel to allow Reiki to flow freely into our body. So level 2, it's the practitioner level from the history. Practitioner level, it means that you gain way more knowledge than into Reiki 1. You gain the 3 first important Reiki symbols to use during your session, and you get attuned to them, you understand them, and you feel them. And you also learn on how to deal with receiver that you don't know, because level 1 should be family and friends and close people, so that you get used to the energy and how to give them. Level 2 is more about giving energy to anyone, even people that you don't really know, using also the power of the symbols to help you. So those are the 2 first level, and then there is the master level. The master level is where you learn how many symbols there are into Reiki. You learn a lot of them, and you actually learn that there's plenty more symbols around. And at the master level, you also learn how to teach others, how to attune others. So that's the top level, is where you get at the best. There's also now few other divisions around that people do, that other masters do. Reiki is very flexible, so if you see differences into practice or teachment or attunements, that's all normal. Reiki is seriously something that is so different every time, and is so personal, and everyone find their own way to teach and use it. So don't be afraid if you see different things or you learn different ways, because Reiki is very personal. So the 3 level 1, 2, and 3 is pretty much the same scheme I'm following on teaching. At the moment, I'm only doing Reiki level 1 online, but pretty soon I will do level 2 as well, and the master, both live and in person for whoever lives in London. I will do my courses live as well soon, in person, I mean. It's gonna take me some time because I still have to reorganize all my manuals, but soon I'll be able to do level 2 as well. So at the moment, we are focusing on level 1. Then something I want to do with my level division is also to have a level 2 split in 2 parts. So one part is for the one that are personally interested to learn about level 2, but they don't want to do it as a practitioner. So I'm just going to keep it shorter and just teach the symbols and how to use Reiki at a different level. But no, I'm not going to go through how to deal with patients and customers. And then the second part of level 2 will be for the one that wants to do it as a practitioner, so that I'm going to go through how to start a studio, how to start to receive people, and all the necessary as well. Master level is both. Again, I will try to split it into 2, like personal level, so someone that just want to learn it on a personal side, and the master teacher level, so I'm going to also train you to teach others. That's all to come in the future. For now, I'm only doing level 1 because I want to introduce people to this amazing world. So before we go for the introduction to energy, I'm gonna take a 5 minutes break so that I can try to quiet down the V a little bit as well. I'm gonna be back in 10 minutes. If you want to stay on the video live, obviously I'm not gonna shut it down. I'm just gonna leave it here, and I'll see you very, very shortly. Here I am back. Hello everybody again. Sorry for the little break. I think I won't be able to shut her up, so we will have to support her. Great, so I hope you are back as well. And we are going to go through the energy now and see what the energy is. Introduction to energy. Nice to see you here, Luis. Great. So, introduction to energy. What is energy? Well, energy is pretty much everything solid, everything that is matter, everything that is part of this reality is made of energy. And all things are infused with energy. There are a lot of different kinds of energy. And we as a species, we've always been fascinated by this energy and the power that it has within our body. So now there are a lot of different energies, but all of them are part of a single larger energy, which is what creates everything. It's everywhere in the all part of the universe, in the all time and space, because this energy do actually live. So this energy practically lives everywhere in different dimensions, not only in our physical realm, the one that we see and we live in. This energy lives in multiple dimensions, so it can go higher and lower. So it does live in some of the dimensions in which time and space do not exist the same way that exists where we are now. And this concept is very, very important to understand, because if we do not understand this point, Reiki is not going to make any sense whatsoever. So just imagine something like a big cloud, a massive infinite clouds, and that's the energy. And within it, there is the universe and multi-universe, there is us, there are ants, there are bacterial cells, everything is inside this energy. So this energy is super intelligent, super powerful, infinite, is just the greatest thing ever. Now, when we come to life as a human or as animals or as an object as well, practically what we do take, oh, okay, so apparently we only have 9 minutes, but it's not true. That's something that should not happen. So I'm gonna close the meeting here one moment and reopen it. So that the timer will disappear. I will send you the link again so that you can join the next meeting, guys. My apologies. Send you the link in a moment. Basta. Basta. Okay, so we should be fine on the live. I sent you guys the link again to join me. Hopefully you will join me in a moment, and hopefully it's not gonna bother us anymore. Just gonna wait for you guys to join me again. I sent you the link again, guys, so just check your email and you can join me again. I'm so sorry, I'm very new to Zoom. I'm still working this out, and I did pay for the premium, so I should have unlimited timing with about 100 people, but sometime I launch the meeting and it doesn't take that in account, so it start a timer because obviously more than one guest, it means you need to pay for upgrade Zoom to be able to do those meetings. So I do apologize, Item. I do apologize as well to Louise. Hopefully this time I launch the meeting properly and we should have no issue with that anymore. Hopefully. Okay, so Item has rejoined. Maybe Louise was not in front of the screen. Hi, Item. Okay, so I was saying that we live in this energy which lies everywhere and doesn't have any barrier of time and space, and this is the most important point to understand for Reiki. Reiki energy is everywhere, at any point of time, at any point of space, and that's why it is available to be done at distance as well, and you don't need to be face to face with the practitioner to receive this energy, because this energy is where you are at the moment as much as where the practitioner is at the moment. So you don't need to be in person to receive it, of course, but it's always a better touch to be in person. It's just a mental thing. It's much, much nicer to be in front of somebody and talk to somebody and be physical as well. So with this understanding of energy, there's been so many practice that has been developed to balance this personal energy. Things like Reiki, Qigong, Tai Chi, meditation, yoga, Feng Shui are just a few of many individuals that can enhance the flow of this energy. So, and we are all born with the power of heal ourselves. Our body is in constant state of maintenance and trying to maintaining the balance, which is a universal law, the balance. So is that energy within that helps the body to repair and replace aspect of itself as needed. So practically, when we come to life, before we come to this reality, we are Reiki, we are this energy, we are in it, we are part of the global energy. And then we decide to have a physical experience, a human, a life, something, an experience, something to give us lessons to learn. So what we do, we take a little bit of this energy and we take it with us, which is our soul, our being, and it's practically preserved inside our physical body. So it's like having a little spark of universal energy inside us, which is infinitely intelligent, is the one that will place all our cells in the right position to create our body, our brain, our functionality. So this energy, it's us, all of us. That's why in many spiritual practice, everyone says we are all one. We all come from the same source. We are one being only. Even though during this life we see us as separates, because each of us are living different life experiences, we are all part of the same energy. We are all one. So that's how this energy is and it works. So that's the universal energy. Now we're gonna go through our body and physical body and how it works as well, because we need to understand how our little spark of energy stays alive. Because obviously without a source to energize it, that energy might just dissolve and go back to the source. But we decided to have our experience, so we need to preserve this energy within our body for as long as we need to learn all the lessons that we set ourselves for this life to be learned. And to do so, our body, our being, has a very complicated system, or not that complicated, but it might be quite complicated system, which is called, like, our energy system is made of different items, different parts, which are essential, especially to learn for Reiki healing. So one of the first things we need to know is how our body are really made. Now, science and our eyes as well and our touch tell us that we have a physical body. We can see it, we can touch it, we can study it, it's there. There's no doubt. But then there's more layers to our beings, which goes over the physical world and goes into other dimensions as well. And from ancient book, yoga masters, Reiki teachers, and many other people around the globe, everyone says that they have felt and saw and learned that we practically have about 7 layers over our physical body. I mean, the physical body being one of the 7 layers, but we are made of 7 different layers. And I'm not going to go too deep into each of the layers and what they means. The important thing for level 1 is that you understand that we are made of different layers, as in the picture. So we have our physical body, then energetic, then emotional, then the mind, then we go on and on and on until reaching the divine state. Now, those layers are forming ourselves, creating our character as well, and our life. Also, also they are there to protect us. So each of the layers is also like a barrier to protect our spark of energy from the external influence of other energies, so that we can allow in or out what we wish from our body and stay as balanced and centered as we can. Now, those 7 layers are like a barrier, but we do need to energize our inner energy as well. And to be able to bring fresh energy into our body, we need a system. We need something that allows energy in. And to do so, we have our chakra system. So chakras are nothing else than little doors, little channels in which energy can freely flow in and out from our body, energizing our main energy spark, keeping us balanced and happy. Now, those chakras, there are plenty. We have energy doors all over the body. Into our body, we also have like energy channel, and every time energy channel cross each other, then they create a chakra. We're not going to go through all of the chakras, but we need to know and understand that there are 7 which are the main gateway of energy for our body. They are the door that allow energy into our body, and each of them has a different functionality, a different energy that they govern, also or physical organs and mentality and part of the character. Each of the chakra has some part of us, and they do allow energy in and out through the body, protecting us and allowing fresh energy to come in and dirty one to leave our body. So each of the 7 layers of the body has a chakra, which allow energy in and out, all the 7 actually. So each chakra go through all the 7 layers. And with Reiki, we work a lot on chakras because with the right energy flow into the body, health is just an automatic side effect. With the right amount of energy flowing and the good energy flowing into our body, our illnesses and disease will just decrease completely. When we go to the hospital and they try to treat us for illnesses and disease, they always go to they don't really go to the root of the problem, but they just cure the effects of it. They just cure the symptoms. With Reiki and energy work, what we do, we are going deep down in different levels and we can probably heal the root of the problem instead of just the symptoms. So those little chakra are also called vortex because they are shaped as a vortex of energy flowing into our body. And as I said, there are 7 main chakras. Now, they start from the bottom of our spine with the root chakra, which is the red one, the Muladhara. And the Muladhara is our root chakra, the one connecting us to the physical realm and reality, is the one keeping us here with the right instincts and the physical needs. We have the sacral, which is a bit higher around the genital area, and it governs our passion, emotion, and sexuality. Then we have the solar plexus, which is willpower and creativity. The Anahata, which is our heart, center of love and emotions and feelings. Vishuddha, the throat chakra, which is communication and the house of the truth and true self. And Ajna, which is the third eye, our power of seeing over this dimension as well and see ideas. And then we have Sahasrara, which is the crown chakra, the connection with our divine, the connection with our higher self. And preserving and maintaining all our chakra in perfect balance and healthy, it means to preserve all our being to be healthy, because energy will just give us healthiness and balance. That's a universal law. I'm not gonna go through all of the chakra into much more details. If you're interested to know more, I usually do some workshop on the chakras or meditations, and I also will do a 21-day cleansing, which specialize 3 days on each chakra, talking about all the aspect of it and how to keep them balanced as well. It's very interesting, and also the 21-day is absolutely a must, a 21-day cleansing for the after attunement. So if you are getting your attunement on Monday with me, it's a very good thing to just start the 21 days as well the following day with me. That's why I put them into sequence, so that you can get the attunement and then be guided into your 21-day cleansing with me online. So it's going to give you motivation and also help you if you have any question, because during the 21-day cleansing many things may happen around your life. So the 7 chakras are drawing in energy to our body, and then once they reach inside us, the energy are moved around our body where needed by our energy channels. The energy channels are nothing else than meridians, what is used in acupuncture, for example. So every time they use a needle onto your body, they just go through a chakra. Actually, they are looking for the intersection of our energy channel, and then they place the needle over there. And that's how acupuncture works. They work on chakras. And so we have tons of these meridians all over the body because energy goes everywhere, but there are 3 which are essential and very important to know. And these Sushumna, Ida, and Pingala. So those are the 3 highway of energy, the first channels that receive the energy and then spread it all over the body. Ida and Pingala are also known as feminine and masculine energy, and the snake around our chakra, going up and down our spine. And then there is Sushumna, which is the center channel, and it just goes up and down straight into our spine. Now, it is very, very important to know them because sometimes chakras are perfectly balanced and aligned, but our energy channels are not. So the energy flows to us, but then doesn't go anywhere. It just gets stuck somewhere. So sometimes we only need to clean our channel rather than chakras. So it's very important to understand that over having the chakras, we also have the channels to preserve and maintain clean to be a better channel of energy for everyone else around. So now, Reiki. What is Reiki? Reiki is completely unconditional. It demands nothing of the giver or the receiver. It propounds no creed or dogma, and it requires no specific belief in Supreme Being or Reiki itself. You don't need to believe in it. It's here anyway. The word Reiki, Rei means higher power, spiritual wisdom, universal. And Ki means the same as Ki in Chinese or Prana in Sanskrit and Mana in Hawaiian. Ki is life force energy. So placing the word together, Reiki is universal life force energy. So Reiki can heal on many levels such as the aura, physical body, emotional, mental, and spiritual state, bringing them into balance and promoting health, happiness, prosperity, and long life. So Reiki is that vital force that permeates all living things, the cloud, the energy cloud I was mentioning. And the Reiki is also referred as Usui system of natural healing sometimes, and is vibrating energy technique that balance, harmonize, and restore our energy system by using non-polarized energy through the energy center in the palm of the hands. Reiki is a holistic therapy that addresses the body, mind, and spirit, going behind symptoms to treat the root cause of the disease. It helps us maintaining balance in our own health and that of others. Okay, great. So we have overviewed energy, we have overviewed what Reiki is, we have a better understanding of our energy and body system, the 7 layers, the history of Reiki. Now, before we move on, I would like you to do a small exercise to prove to you that Reiki is actually here with you already without you needed to be attuned, without you needed to be spending time with your master for ages and ages to learn all the secrets. Okay, so the exercise is very simple and it only takes few seconds, few minutes or whatever. You just place your hands into prayer position and you start striking them, warming your hands up. Just keep going, make them warm, open up your energy, activate energy around your hands. And then before you do it, watch what I'm doing and then you can do it. Once you get them warm, place your hands in front of you, arms stretched. Shell, hands, fingers together, just like shoulder width apart. Close your eyes and then bring your hands closer and closer with your eyes closed, never open them. Slowly, slowly bring them closer to each other, and then in a certain point you will feel some resistance between, something like a magnet or a marshmallow in between your hands. That's your energy. You can try now if you wish, and try to feel your energy. And I hope you will feel them. You can play with it like a balloon. Never open your eyes, otherwise you lose the effects. But you can play with this energy, and that's your energy channeled through your hands. So it's something you are able to do so already. You can start using Reiki immediately, even without an attunement. It's gonna work anyway. It's not gonna be as clean and powerful as after an attunement, but you can start using it already. And by using Reiki, you're gonna start cleaning your energy and your channels so that you're gonna get stronger and stronger and cleaner, and your life actually might improve as well. So I'm gonna give you a couple of minutes in case anyone is trying the exercise. Great. I hope you tried it, and I hope you felt energy around your hands. So, well, now let's see some of the benefits of Reiki, but this is only a list, but it's just a general list. There's so many more that are just infinite, I think. I do believe that Reiki benefits just never stop. They just go over and over and over, and there is no such a thing as anything that Reiki cannot do. To be honest, that's my personal opinion, but just to give you a general idea, physical benefits includes like physical pain in general, helps in digestion, accelerate the body's self-healing ability, migraines and headaches, back pain, heart disease, asthma, reduce pain after surgery, prepare the body for surgery, quicken recovery time after surgery, reduce blood pressure, support the immune system, and so on. There's so many. On the mental side, help with stress, depression, anxiety, fear, worries, reduce sadness or unhealthy feeling, and clears the mind and improve focus, improve memory, increase self-confidence, aids better sleep a lot, and helps spiritual growth and enhance meditative states. So guys, if any of you has any question, again, just do not hesitate to write them down into the video, and I'll be back to you as soon as possible. Any questions so far? No? Okay, great. So let's talk about Reiki a little more. Oh, yeah. For the exercise item, so you place your hands into prayer position. Wait. So you just place your hands into prayer position and then strike them quick. Make them warm, make them very hot. And then take them as like a shell shape, like curved, a little curved, and your fingers closed. Don't keep them open or energy will dissipate from there. Close them up like a shell, like an antenna. And then once you strike them very well, bring them in front of you, arms stretched, and then slowly get them together with your eyes closed. And you should feel something in between at a certain point. Let me know if I answered your question, otherwise make another one and I'll be happy to answer. Okay, so hopefully I answered your question. Let's go a little deeper into Reiki. Oh, sorry, I noticed now that you were talking. Sorry, I couldn't hear you. I had my volume down. I'm gonna increase it. So in case you have any questions. Oh yeah, now I can hear you. Great, no problem. My pleasure. Great. Okay, so now let's talk a bit about Reiki. And first thing I will say is what Reiki is not. Reiki is very often confused with religious things. So many people are also scared about Reiki going against their own religion. So that's why so many people are a bit scared of trying it, or they don't want to because they see that it goes against their own religion. But there is no religion into Reiki, not at all. So Reiki is not a religious and doesn't follow any rules. Any religion doesn't have any barrier for that side. You can practice any religion or none at all, and you can still use the benefits of Reiki. It's there for everybody, no matter what religion you are. Reiki is not a massage or a reflexology. So very important to understand as well, it's not a massage. Many people think Reiki is a massage therapy. It's not at all. And I had a client actually that was expecting to have a physical massage. And well, she did have Reiki anyway and loved it, but she was not expecting that. So it's good to know and actually let people know as well. Reiki cannot control minds or do hypnosis or wishful things. And Reiki is not a meditation technique, although is helping to reach deep meditative states. And Reiki is never a substitute for medical or physiological diagnosis and treatments. So do never give up to medical care just because you use Reiki. It's an additional, it's an alternative, complementary technique. So way that Reiki can be used. Although they are infinite, I'm just going to give you some samples so that you can have a general idea on how to use Reiki and on what you can use Reiki. Well, the only limit on how to use Reiki is actually your fantasy, your mind. So if you can think it, if you can imagine, then you can use Reiki on it. But you can use it to have some clarity of mind. You can use it on plants and flowers to allow them to grow faster and healthier, into relationships to keep them safe and balanced. You can use it to solve unresolved past issue. On technology, if a phone or a PC doesn't work, you can use Reiki and that is gonna work. I mean, I had once used it on an aircon that was not working at all. Every single day was just getting blocked, stuck. I used Reiki on it, and then from there I never had any issue at all. So those are just few samples of what you can do with Reiki. You can use it on land, on work, also to get promotion or a pay rise, or simply to have a better ambience at work. You can use it on animals, on pets. As you can see on the right picture, I'm using it very often on the V, and she loves it. And sometimes she just asks me, I think daily, she just comes to me, and sometimes she just wants me to place my hands over her, and she will just stay there for a few minutes, getting recharged. You can use it on your own food and drinks, on crystals, to get inspirations, to reach goals, to manifest your goals into reality. You can use Reiki as well. So Reiki is so powerful and doesn't really have any limit on the use whatsoever. So now, possible experiences after Reiki, and especially after the attunement. So we all live very chaotic life nowadays, and we are full of disturbances. We are full of unbalanced energy around us, starting from our food, drinks we drink, people around us, life situation, the culture, especially nowadays with the COVID as well. We all really live in a very unbalanced life, and that's why there's so many illnesses and sicknesses around the world. With Reiki, everyone can get better, everyone can heal better, and can have a better life as well, can improve the energy around, can improve their own life and get it onto a positive note just by using Reiki. But sometimes to get to that point, we need to go through some very negative events or facts, which we do see as negative, but they are not negative, they are just necessary for us to get better. Because Reiki works on every level. It's not only health, it does also work, for example, on the emotional level. So one of the best example I can give you to make you understand that Reiki at the beginning might be tough to follow and might be tough to keep going, because when we begin clearing ourselves with Reiki, we are probably in a very dirty and unbalanced state due to our years and years of experience in this reality. So the first time we approach alternative way of healing, many things might happen around our life. One of the example is on my personal life. I knew I had to give up to a person. I knew I had to let a person go from my life, but I never managed to do so because I really cared about this person. But that thing of forcing her into my life brought me to a point where that relationship or that person in my life was becoming poisonous to me. By doing Reiki, events around me, events in the universe happen, and now that person lives on the other side of the world in South Africa, and I'm in England. So it has been a very, very painful thing for me, because it was probably the person I cared the most in my whole life, and now that person lives on the other side of the world, and it has been painful for 1 or 2 days, and it came after a 21-day cleansing, during actually, while I was healing my heart, which is the part where the blockage was. As soon as I released it, that person left my life completely without me having to do anything, which it was a negative thing, and it has been painful, but it was a necessary event, even if it was negative, for me to get better after. Reiki made it happen so that I could then raise my vibration after and become a much healthier and more balanced being. So experiences following Reiki are not always positive, especially at the beginning when we have a lot to release. We might encounter negative events in our life, but the thing is, you need to understand that it's part of a bigger picture to get you where you need to be. So fully trust the universe, fully trust the healing process all the time, allow it to happen, never fight it, and that will go on much quicker, and everything will get back to balance much quicker, rather than fighting the negative events happening around us. Some people give up to Reiki immediately because after the first session, some kind of event like the one I just described happened, and so they feel like Reiki is negative for them. Reiki is dark magic, is not doing any good, is actually bringing negative events in their life. But they don't realize the bigger picture. They don't realize that that negative event was a necessary thing for them to get better, and if that was not going to happen, there were no chances for them to improve and raise their own vibration. So it's very important to understand that those things might happen, as they might not. Maybe you start having Reiki and nothing bad will happen, and only positive things will just flow into your life, no stop from the beginning, which is as well possible, so don't be afraid of it. But if when people ask me like, oh, I got pain here, can you heal me? And I'm like, I cannot heal you. I can address Reiki energy towards you, but the one to choose if you want to heal or not, it's yourself. And that's where, when some negative events happen, like losing someone, most of the people will probably try and fight to preserve and keep that person into their life, but that's the wrong thing to do. You're going against the healing, so you will never heal. You will always be unhappy, sad, or whatever, because you are not taking the necessary steps to heal as well. Reiki can only give you the events that can change your life in better. It's up to you then to take those steps. Same is with attunement, or maybe with attunement is actually even more powerful. The attunement process is something that is super, super powerful. It does open up channels that we might have not used for long time, and the energy will flow into our body like it hasn't done it for a long time, clearing up a lot of toxins and clearing up as well a lot of blockages, releasing a lot of things that we have been holding for years and years and years, and the attunement will just flush it down. So many people are not capable of going through the whole process, and some other people are going through it, and then they will feel better. And this is also why after an attunement, it is also very recommended, if not mandatory, to do a 21-day cleansing, self-cleansing, so giving yourself Reiki for 21 days after the attunement, so that is going to help you going through all the hard moments. So that's why the 21-day cleansing is there after the attunement. It is always said to the student to do it, because it's going to help you through the healing process in case it's very heavy, and it's going to keep you balanced. Without the 21-day, you might just have a slam down of events painful into your life as well. So I just wanted to warn you about things that might happen, but remember that if a negative event is happening after Reiki, it means that was meant to happen for you to become healthier and better. If there's any question about this, please do let me know. I'm just gonna wait 1 minute to see if anyone has any question. Okay, so no one has any question. We can probably just keep going on to the personal care, and then I think for today, or actually gonna take 5 minutes of break now, and then I'll be back and we can talk about the personal care necessary for to be a clean Reiki channel. Be back in 5 minutes, really quick. Ciao!
Ciao.
Sono svegliata?
No? Ok.
Sicura?
Sì, 100%. No, è già sveglio. Vuoi caffè?
No, grazie, adesso no. È che oggi non sto facendo il corso e visto che parlo lei mi risponde.
Ah.
Infatti avevo paura di svegliarti, ho provato a stare buio. Ah. Però, And here I am back. Sorry for these short breaks, but I think they are also necessary for my mind to stay focused. I hope you can hear me. So, we are back. Thank you, Item, for letting me know. We can now go on with the personal care. So now, one thing that we need to mention is, we just said till now that Reiki has always been with us, and we just forgot how to use it. We just forgot to have this power. And also, we don't know that we have it because it's not as strong as it used to be. It's not as strong as it should be. It's not as strong as it was before. So how did we lose it? Well, a bit of the culture, the food has changed. We are eating rubbish food, we are eating chemical food, we are eating food that is not healthy for us. And by eating food that is not healthy for us, by following habits that are not good, the cultural effects, the mentality that has been implanted into us, so many factors in the life have changed our being so that we are not attuned with this energy anymore. Now, I'm not going to go into the argument if this is done purposely to keep us under control or not, because that's totally another chat and not related to Reiki at all. The fact is, nowadays, for the things around us, for our reality has been set, for the things we are learning and the things we do in our life, we all block our energy and our energy channel. So even while placing our hands over our body, we don't really feel the energy as we should. So we are not aware that we have it because we don't really feel it. After cleaning your body, after getting an attunement, after healing yourself for a while, you will start realizing, if you do take your attunement and you follow Reiki, I mean, you will start realizing this energy is so powerful and strong. And every time I just place a hand over my body, everywhere I place it, I just feel like tingling and the energy running through it. And every time I feel a pain, I can just make it go with Reiki. And also, since I know Reiki, for example, I don't really get sick anymore. If I do get sick, it's like 1 day a year or maybe 2, no more than that. So it is very important to preserve your own health, personal care, to be able to channel Reiki at the maximum level, to make it as powerful as we possibly can into our body, within us. So to do so, there's so many things we have to do, we can do in our life. So integrating Reiki in your life is the first thing once you get your attunement, or even out now that you know a bit more. You can create a little sanctuary, for example, into your house, a little corner, or a place where you always do your Reiki. That will give you an extra mental sensation that you have your own special place, energetic place. You can ground yourself with some grounding meditation daily, like 5 to 10 minutes, maybe 15 minutes of meditation, grounding yourself. That helps a lot your own being and your own self to be a clean channel of energy. If you do have Reiki and you're attuned, you can do a full body treatment to yourself, or just give yourself a Reiki bath, which we will see tomorrow what it is. You can have a journal for your self Reiki practice. It's very highly recommended to keep a journal and just write life events on it. You might find out by keeping a journal that so many events are actually linked to the healing session you do to yourself. it's surprising. I mean, I don't keep a written journal, but in my mind, I always find the link between my personal session and my life events. Most of the time I actually ask Reiki exactly what I want. You can practice daily the 5 Reiki principle, which we will see again tomorrow, and you can just repeat them every day and feel them. That will help a lot. It does help me a lot. I use the Reiki principle like 5 to 6 times a day. Again, the principle is something we will see maybe in the end of today, just a quick view, and then we will go deeper tomorrow into the 5 principles. And then the 21-day self-healing process, which is essential after the attunement, but also whenever you feel unbalanced into your life, you can start it and do it at any point of your life that you wish. Now, personal care, energy management. We do have many different energy into our body. And to be a clean channel of energy, we need to preserve them. Now, there are 3 that are main, and one is the mental energy, one is the physical energy, and the emotional energy as well. Now, the ability to concentrate, focus, work, pay attention, and listen is all mental energy, where the ability to perform physical tasks is all physical energy. The emotional energy is the ability to show compassion to yourself and others and feel emotions. Now, meditating improves mental energy. There are many different types of meditation, and mindfulness is one of my favorites. Now, there are also physical exercise, improve physical energy. I mean, it's not, I don't need to tell you the exercise will make you stronger, but we don't take time to do it sometime, and we all know that we have time, and a good workout can be even like 10 minutes a day. That is going to give us a lot of physical energy already. So 10 minutes a day is literally nothing. Then human interaction will improve your emotional energy. So this is so important nowadays as well. We just live in a world where we think we are all apart, separated, and when we should just learn that human contact improves our life constantly. Now, self-care and well-being. Be always gentle with yourself, and it means you need to rest and sleep. So go to sleep when you're tired, wake up when you have ended your sleeping time, when you feel completely rest, and if you need to feel alone, stay alone, and honor that. So just be gentle to yourself, accept whatever you need and do it. Meditation is a key for our mental energy. So to meditate every day is something that is very important, especially with Reiki, but with many spiritual practice. Meditation is essential, is important. And meditation can change a lot, can change your day, can make you better. So many people say, yeah, but I don't have time to meditate, and that's completely a misconcept. Because if we do spend 10 minutes a day meditating, the focus and the centering and the grounding that we will get from that meditation will actually make every single action and things that we do during our life much quicker and more efficient. So by doing 10 minutes of meditation, you might actually save hours during your day, because you are well more focused, and you just get solution and action done immediately, rather than thinking on it, making sure you're taking the right decision. After meditating, you know what is the right decision, so you save the time. There is no excuse of saying I don't have time to meditate. A lot of water, so stay hydrated. Drinking the right amount of water helps us to remove all the toxins around our body. So drinking a lot of water will help us to stay healthy as well. And we are made of water, so don't forget to feed your physical body with what it's made of. Breath is super, super important, and we don't do it as good as we should do it anymore. And with that, I mean, for example, breathing consciously is something we don't do anymore. We just breathe and that's it. We don't think about it. It's not something conscious. It's not a conscious action. And one of the main issue, it happened when we were a child, because when we are a child, we are full of energy, full of fantasy, full of creativity. I mean, all of our energy are at the top. Our chakras are fully open and balanced, and our breath is different. We breathe deeply. When we are a child, we breathe with our lungs, but also with our belly. We fill up lungs and belly to the top. And that brings a lot more oxygen and energy into our body. And then growing up, what happened is that parents or teachers or people around us start telling us like, please stay quiet, please don't shout, please don't scream, please don't run, stop it, you're annoying, you're annoying. So we practically get bollocks because we are too active. So what a child does automatically is reducing the amount of oxygen and energy brought to the body so that they can relax and stay quiet and they don't get bullocks from the adults. So it's an automatic process that everyone will learn to breathe less so that you have less energy and you're not as annoying as people say you are. So we all stop breathing naturally the right way and we start breathing the wrong one, not bringing enough energy into our body. So remember to breathe. It's something you can try now, even just relaxing, and have like 3 to 5 deep breath, filling up your lungs, filling up your belly as well, and then deep exhale. If you do like 4 to 5 breaths this way, filling up your lungs and belly completely, you will start feeling energy flowing into your body so much more, and it's something immediate, and you will understand that we are actually only breathing at around 40 to 50% of our capacity during our day, and that is only giving us 40 to 50% of the energy we need. So breathing consciously is very important. Surrender as well is crucial. Surrender, it means we are not in control. We need to leave the idea of controlling. We are not in control of Reiki. Reiki is intelligent and powerfully will go where it's needed. So we need to surrender to that and allow Reiki to work on the symptoms and experiences and just allow it to heal itself. Reiki is intelligent, it knows what to do. Allow it to do it. Don't fight it and don't try to control it. Self-treatment is super important. So perform Reiki on your day, every day, and you will see that also treating yourself will change a lot your life. And if you do it daily, within a very short time, so many issues and problems might have disappeared from your life, from health issue to life issue. So self-treatment is fundamental. I do it once a day at least when I wake up, if not 2 to 3 times a day, as many times as I feel like. Sometimes actually Devi is like telling me to do Reiki to myself. She just jump on my belly until I place my hand over there, and then she will jump on my hand and she will stay there until I need Reiki, and then I just leave it, and that's just an amazing thing that she does for me sometimes. But self-treatment is such an important self-care and well-being for anyone practicing Reiki. So living a positive life is also fundamentally necessary to allow energy through us, because being positive is opening our energy channel as well. So living a positive life, it means food and digestion. So eat good foods, allow your body to digest, eat it properly, chew your food properly, then be comfortable in your own skin. So you need to love yourself and who you are. You need to be comfortable with all your characteristics, because having something that you don't like of yourself is an energy blockage. Appreciate what you have. Never compare it with the others. Remember, we are all here to live our own personal experience and learn our own personal lessons, and we are all different. So you should never compare yourself to others, or other way around. You should never judge others for their decision and their way of living, because they are different human beings. They are different in a different experience of life than us. So appreciate, then see the positive in every situation. So also negative events will have positive. Most of the time when something negative happens is because something bigger and positive is on the way. So all the time try to find the positive side of everything. Let go of your need of control. As I mentioned, we cannot control Reiki, and we cannot control life as well. Life is what it is. We just need to live it at the best and be happy as much as we can. Drop any of the resentment within. Resentment is practically an attachment to the past, to a past experience that we might have wanted it to go in a different way, maybe. So we have a resentment on that experience of person. That's a big, huge blockage. It does keep ourselves focused into the past and not the present, here and now, where we are needed the most for ourselves and others. Live in the moment, it means to be here and now, present. So not being in the past, thinking about what it could have been, or not being in the future, thinking of what is going to be tomorrow. Living here and now is the most important thing ever, because that's the only important moment. That's the only moment where reality exists. In the past and the future does not exist anymore. So there's no point of living in the future or the past. Always stay present on what you're doing now. Avoid overanalyzing. Sometimes humans are trying to explain very complicated things, and we start overanalyzing, and we might end up in places where we don't want to be. We might end up in places where our mind goes into negative. So when you find yourself overanalyzing, just stop it and trust the universe, trust the process, trust the healing, and allow it to happen without overanalyzing it. Stop worrying about the future, as I mentioned, as well as the past. If we live in the future, we are not here present, and we cannot feel and use the energy that are present here. Dropping your ego and be true. The ego is one of the worst enemy. Is actually a defense system, but is also one of our worst enemy if we give him too much space, because he's going to take over us and he's going to become us. And we don't want to be ego. We need to drop it and be our true self, our divine self, our being of light that we are. And have an open-minded, especially approaching Reiki, because many incredible things will just happen. And if you don't have an open mind, you will just be surprised or stunned or shocked by the events around your life. But with an open mind, you might be ready to receive them and see the positive in it. So just a very brief contradiction note onto Reiki. The use of alcohol or mind-altering substances is strictly forbidden when practicing or teaching Reiki. Any use of these substances compromises us at all the 7 layers, creating a disturbed field around us. And this can drastically compromise Reiki, and your session won't be fully effective. Alcohol and tobacco dull our senses and therefore our energy. Avoid both for at least 24 hours before you do a session, to yourself or others. And Reiki cleanses, balances, and heals, so we don't want to dull our senses. Instead, try to stay fully present to what's going on around you. Now, one thing that I have to mention is, for example, I had receivers that were used mind-altering substances, but they have received all the benefits of Reiki no matter what, because I was a clean channel of energy and I could address energy to their body. If I am the one using any mind-altering substances and then perform a session, my energy won't be as strong, as powerful as they should be. My channel are not as clean as they should be, so the energy won't flow as clean as possible. So the session done to the person or to myself as well is not going to be as effective. It's going to be effective, but not as much. And also, having my mind altered and all my senses altered I won't be able to sense where the energy is needed. I won't be able to sense the energy flowing myself. And I am the practitioner. I should be able to sense that. So our body takes around 24 hours to cleanse from any substances we take. So it is recommended, if you do like drinking or smoking, you don't need to stop and quit because you want to start Reiki, unless you want to do it as a way of life. Then obviously it is recommended to avoid that. But it's more about avoiding it for at least 24 hours before you perform a session. So if you know that you want to perform Reiki the following day, avoid any of these substances. And great. I mean, I done with all my arguments for today. So the introduction to Reiki and few things for your personal life. From tomorrow morning around 11 again, we will go through all the Reiki techniques and positioning and all the other things that we need to know to perform a Reiki session. If you have any question for today, please do not hesitate to write them down or ask me now. And you can always write a comment and I can come back to you as well later on. So Aitam, thank you very much for joining me today. I hope I will see you again tomorrow. It's always a pleasure to have you in my videos. I'll see you tomorrow morning. Have a nice day and a happy day. Thank you. Yes, I'll let her know now that she will be